buddy Kevin, coming to you once again with a new episode of Style Zephyr and Style Zephyr HD. Happy pandemic, I guess. We're all under quarantine, and Lord knows we could all use a little bit of positive vibes and positive energy. And I have got an old friend, an associate, somebody who used to work with, who is just a hard worker, but also a very good person and a wonderful soul. My friend, Miss Kennysha Dumas. Kennysha, thank you so much, and welcome aboard the Zephyr.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Not a problem. As long as you don't have too high expectations, just mediocre and lukewarm, no big deal. We might have to say a prayer before we start this, but that is something that I know you for. You're a very, faith-based person, very involved with church, very involved with the gospel and the prayer and so on. And like I said, in this world, we kind of need that, and especially when it comes down to an individual and how it influences their style. But to kind of get a little bit of a foundation for, I guess, who you are, introduce yourself, where do you come from, and your career.
Hey. Hi, everyone listening. My name is Kennysha Dumas. I'm from Chicago, was born and raised in Chicago. Actually, I just turned 30, so I'm still, I'm no spring chicken, but yeah. And so, like Kevin was saying, we met just from a work relationship, but I've worked in politics mostly, and working for politicians, and also being an administrative assistant. So that's most of where my career has been. But I'm also a minister, a young minister of the gospel of Christ. I'm a Christian, and so that's one thing that I wholeheartedly believe in, just spreading the love and spreading the gospel of God. And so, I would say that that's part of my career and my purpose here.
Gotcha. Well, wonderful. And again, there are going to be people that will have their different worldviews and belief systems or lack thereof. But at the end of the day, in conversations that I've had with other people, I just think it's important to have a system of belief in something, whether it's luck or a divine power, what have you. So that does have its own style to it. What kind of got you inspired into that? Because like I said, I know you for that, but also just you don't stop with positivity.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like a lot of people need that. You've made videos during quarantine and so on. What started your inspiration with being more faith-based?
Well, what started my inspiration? Well, first, I was raised in church. My family is mostly goes to church. Some of my family, and so I was raised in the church. I've always had a love for God and a love for the things of God, and then as I got older, like I kind of drifted away from it, and but then as I started having my own challenges, I started experiencing God on my own. And so that really helped me to really even strengthen my relationship with God. And so I went through my own problems. So it wasn't just something, whereas while I was growing up, it was more so what I was learned, what I was taught by my grandmother and my mom and everything. But as I got older, I just really experienced God for myself. I had went through some things, and then I know that it was God who brought me out of these situations, because I'm like, I don't even know how I came from there or got out of that. And I just remember calling on God, and then I know that He came to rescue me. And so I wholeheartedly believe that. And like you spoke about, people have different faiths and everything like that. But I do believe that even in this time of the pandemic, it's essential for us to, believe. Whether you believe, in God, or whether you believe in some people say higher being or something like that. But I truly believe that this is a time where God still has us protected, and He still wants us to spread His love and everything. So yeah, I started very young. I became a minister when I was 24, and a licensed minister. So I went through the training, went through the classes, and then I always had a passion for people. I'm a people person. I love to talk. I love to meet new people of all backgrounds, and this was something that I have a desire and a passion for, and really spreading truth and spreading the love of God. So, yeah.
And even right now, one of the bigger things that I because all the media people kind of started doing their own thing, whether it was we just do it because it's scheduled, it's a thing that we do. I have a few projects in the works, but also you did a few lives and you do your own seminars and webinars. What does that consist of, and how did that kind of start up? Was that out of necessity, or just because that was for ministry wise?
Well, actually, so I started being single while being quarantined on Facebook. And you know what? One day I was just on Facebook and I was like, because I am single. The last time I was in a relationship was last year, and that relationship lasted for about a year. But the reason why I started this is because I know that this is a time where some people may feel alone. That's what was really weighing heavy on me. Like some people who really yearn for that companionship and relationship and things like that. And then because we are on a lockdown per se, I have to stay in the house. A lot of things are going to be heightened now. So you're doing a lot of self-awareness, self-observation, and things like that. So I started being single while being quarantined. I started out just by giving a few pointers of what I'm doing during this time as a single person to love myself more and to know myself better. And I got a lot of great feedback from it. So I just decided to keep going with it. People wanted to know more. A lot of people are going through that right now, whether it was just getting out of relationships, wanting to be in relationships. And so the main objective of it is basically just to teach people and give people pointers. I'm not a relationship expert, never claimed to be, but I did want to give people pointers from my own experience and just basically how to love themselves to even be a better person so that they can be a good fit and a whole person when it is time to be in a relationship. Being single is not a bad thing. And so I wanted to stress that. And I wanted to stress that even in this time, it's a good time to really get to know yourself, get to know what you like, get to know what you love, love yourself more. Some people have a very hard time with that. I speak about forgiveness. I speak about doors that may have been opened in our childhood that, may have caused us to make some bad decisions and how to come away from that. So yeah, it's just like I said, it's a passion of mine to spread love and then to spread positivity, like you were saying. And most of the time, it's things that I've already went through or things that I'm going through right now. So,
And that's a really kind of a funny thing, even for like my family, because we might joke about it's spring cleaning, time to clean out the garage, or time to clean out the closet, time to clean out what have you. Cleaning out like the family's basement. I'm seeing things that have been in the family's basement for like since 1967 or 1973, whatever. There's a bottle of bourbon in there from Jim Beam from like 1972, and at the same time as finding out these things about like your home or like your wardrobe, like there's a shirt I haven't worn, or I mean, I'm never going to donate any of my suits, but the same thing, like you experience something new with your own environment. It's the same time to kind of like look inward and seeing something about yourself, like these things that I never would have thought. I went out and pitched a tent and waterproofed the rain fly because it was like, wow, I've only put this on hold for like 8 months, or
right.
here's something I haven't done for how long. And especially if you're a person who might be having, if it's spiritual issues, if it's emotional, what have you, like I said, you've been that spark, and I'll go to your timeline and you're like, today's a great day. Like today is awesome. Like or if it's like an outfit or your hair, and you're like, what do you guys think? And it might be like, not the wrong way to take this, but like it might be surface level, but it's something, and you're always smiling.
Yeah, that actually means a lot to me because it just means a lot to me when people come to me and be like, oh, you're always positive or you're always smiling. To someone else, that's probably very small, but to me, it's very big because I went through even in my childhood to like my teenage years of being a very mean and angry person. So I really until one day I think I was walking down the street and someone was like, "You're too pretty to be looking so mean or so hard looking," and then I really noticed like, yeah, I do look mean all the time. So I purposed in my heart that I wanted to be a pleasant person. I said I wanted to be a nice person. I want when people see me, I want to be that smile or be that light, And so I purposed in my heart to be that. And I even asked God to like change some of my ways, my bad attitude and my hard face all the time, and just be a pleasant face for people to see. So that's very big to me when people receive that from me, and it's very genuine and authentic too. It's not anything that I'm like, oh, faking or I got to put on a face for it. But I actually did have to purpose in my heart to be this way. So that means a lot. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, you from what I knew you from at that previous company, it's like Harry Potter, the company that must not be named. Um, you're a lot nicer than you were when you were there, so something is working. No, you're already all right. Or to also make you kind of a destination or a resource for someone else who maybe they don't know how to ask questions or they don't know how to bring it from themselves. Is there anywhere you might recommend going or anyone to reach out to, whether it's kind of taking it that next level from prayer, but if it's a church wise, if it's an individual, if it's a person, who might you recommend someone might reach out to for consolation or for direction or inspiration?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Well, if you don't have like a church home, if someone doesn't have a church home, or if they don't have people in their families or close friends who are spiritual or who may have a relationship with God, like you said, people use social media. It can be used as negative, but then it also can be used as positive because you can see people on there, and even if you don't know them directly, and this is what I have learned during this time of the pandemic and the lockdown and everything, I've learned that it is okay to talk to people that you do not know on social media. This has become the norm now. It's like you
Hmm.
probably have someone on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram who you speak to maybe on a regular on social media, but you've never met them in real life, right? And so it's okay. It's the norm now for someone to reach out to someone that you may see of inspiration, or maybe they inspired you or motivated you to do something. It is okay to reach out to that person, even on social media, and ask them tips and pointers. So I've had a lot of people come to me that do not know me. And I've been available and open for that. I've always said, even on my videos, I'm available and open for questions. And if I can help in any way, or I can direct you to somebody that can help. We have a lot of leaders in our church, and so I have directed some people to them. And even if it's not church, YouTube, like you can YouTube things now. That's the power of social media. Like that's just the power of this media world. And then you can YouTube or listen to podcasts. There's a lot of spiritual and faith-based people on podcasts and everything like that. And then if you're not used to like going to the Bible yourself, or used to, talking to God on your own, there are people that you can reach out to through the power of social media. So, and that's an okay thing to do.
Nice. And that's another thing, even right now in this day and age, like social media and digital information and the conveyance of it and of that information, it's everywhere. You
Yeah.
can go to mass on a webinar now. You can go to, whether it's ministry, Holy Name Cathedral, wherever it is. I think there was just an Andre Bocelli was doing it wasn't at the Vatican, but Andre Bocelli was just doing social distancing. He was doing a solo, and he's a gorgeous voice, and especially in the cathedral, it's amazing. All of these things are available to us now. Well, Kennysha, we got to take a quick break.
Okay.
Folks, this is my friend, wonderful lady, Miss Kennysha Dumas. I'm going to be following up with you really, really quick. We take a quick one after this. Stay tuned.
This is Casa de Monte Cristo, a unique cigar establishment built for friendship, relaxation, and comfort as you enjoy a fine cigar from Casa de Monte Cristo's large selection. Knowledgeable staff and personalized service will make every customer feel special. They can assist you in your selection from our walk-in humidor or vintage room. Enjoy your cigar in the customer lounges, or join us and become a VIP member and enjoy the exclusive benefits and an enhanced smoking experience. VIPs take the private elevator to the private lounge, where there's a seating area large enough to accommodate many members and guests. You'll have access to your private humidified locker. There are private booths for a cozy atmosphere. Sit at the bar and enjoy your favorite sporting event, or just chat with friends, all while sipping complimentary beverages provided by one of Casa's servers, or a bottle that you provide. You can also enjoy a movie in the theater room. If you really have a desire to work, there's a conference room with high-speed Wi-Fi and enhanced mobile antenna. Casa de Monte Cristo is a designed experience for cigar aficionados created by cigar lovers. Come in and unwind. You will not be disappointed.
We are back. Thank you all again so much for being with us today. This is Style Zephyr and Style Zephyr HD with the wonderful, talented, charismatic, and Whatever. Kennysha Dumas, thank you so much, my
I'm like,
friend.
oh, keep going, keep going.
No, it's I gotta light a candle, something nice to smell or something to look at for a little while besides yourself, just to get the ribosomes and the chromosomes pumping a little bit more lucidly. We're talking faith-based style, and I have a couple projects in the pipeline that I've told Kennysha about. She's given me some awesome feedback. So again, as far as for faith-based goes, if someone might be struggling and I guess kind of like looking for that direction, someone to kind of go to, um, just to hit it again before we move on to one more thing, they can look to you. Are there? How about the ministries? Is there anyone else or any other resources as well too they can look at, or again webinars?
Yes, there are so many ministries, even in Chicago on social media. I attend Greater Works Ministries International. So we are on Facebook. We're on all of social medias. And we go, my apostle and other leaders go live pretty often and even have prayer. We do prayer live and everything like that on social medias, on all the different social media outlets. And then there's an Apostle John Eckhart. His ministry is very big and a good ministry to follow. Bill Winston Ministries. So these are ministries who I know are out in the open doing social media broadcastings and doing lives and having prayer. If anybody needs prayer, I know even John Eckhart, they were doing prayer for like 24 hours of the day, different people praying. And so for some people who may be fearful or scared or looking for answers, don't know what's going on in the world, we want to hear something. What should we look forward to? And things like that. I know there's a lot of people right now going through that. And so, yeah, you can look to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can look all these ministries up. And then also, like I said, if you just see someone who may inspire you, you can reach out to them in inbox. I am one of the ones who is available as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like I said, as far as for social media and kind of seeing what you put out there, your posters, your graphics, and that company that you keep, they just seem like wonderful people. And if you go to somebody and you just, whether you need to talk to somebody or if you need someone, some insight, some consolation, understanding and compassion, and that's really a lot of what the world needs today. So Kennysha, thank you for all that. Again, one of the things that I've kind of noticed from you, and a lot of like your pictures from social media and whatnot, I always dug your style.
Uh-huh.
And we've talked fashion before, and it's one of those conversations that you can never really, it never really gets old because
Oh,
there's nothing like what's kind of vintage can come back. And I was just watching there was a conference, a few gentlemen from the UK who make men's clothes, and they said that as far as for men's sartorial style, what's older can come back.
mhm.
Maybe guys kind of have a leeway like that. What started to inspire you, and when did you kind of pay more attention to what you liked and how you wore it? And because I see your videos, and you're out there, and you're out there. When did you catch that bug?
Okay. Well, yeah. Even like you were just saying about things coming back around. Just style. It never gets old. The conversations never get old fashioned. Never gets old because things always come back around full circle, right? And so it's like things that you probably liked a few years ago, and it's like, oh, I can't wear that anymore, do that anymore, and it comes back. That's one of the things I like. This is why math is such a favorite subject of mine because it's like across the nations, across the land of math, everybody is like learning basically the same basic things and everything like that. So it's universal. I love things that's universal. I love music because it's universal. I love sports because it's universal. And so I feel like fashion and style, it's the universal thing. And so what started me in it is I've always loved to dress, quote unquote dress, whatever anybody may think that means to them. That's what it meant to me. I love clothes, buying new things, putting things together. But it really started for me when I graduated. I was graduating high school, right? So I always said I was someone who knew how to dress, and basically knowing how to dress is knowing how to put things together to look nice. That's knowing how to dress right in somebody's eyes. And so I felt like I knew how to put things together. And then some people think that knowing how to dress or having style is wearing name brand things. So this is where I was at first in my adolescence. I was, oh, if it has a name on it, then pretty good to wear. And so I started an internship when I was 18. This was my first like real job. I had did summer jobs at the school and things like that. I had worked for McDonald's and things, but this was a business. It was a big business, and it was it's actually still around today, but shall remain nameless. But I did an internship there, and they put all of the interns. It was like 20 interns maybe. They put all of us in different departments. So they were putting like people in the IT department, in the procurement department. It was just like 5 will go here, 5 will go there. They picked me. I was the only intern who was going to be an assistant to the CEO of the whole company, right?
Look at you.
Right. I'm not, back then I'm not thinking anything of it, but as I got older, I'm like, it really shaped me and prepared me even for the real world once I, got grown. But so they picked me. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just, working for the CEO. So they were behind these big wooden doors. And I used to remember everybody like, oh my God, that is such a, like, it's so pristine behind there, like these wooden doors. Nobody was allowed back there but the people who were meeting with the CEO, who were coming to board meetings and things like that. So it was kind of a big deal, right? And I'm 18, I'm experiencing all this new life. And so I was wearing my jeans and my gym, my Nikes to work and everything like that. I'm thinking I look pretty fly, putting things together with the name brands and everything like that. But here I am working, interning at this company, and all these people behind these wooden doors are wearing suits. Even the women, they're wearing suits, heels, the men, but I didn't have anything like that in my wardrobe. I was 18, I'm young. I'm from, of course, the urban community. And so I'm used to wearing jeans, Jordans, Nikes. This is what I'm used to wearing. So that's what I'm wearing to work, all these colors and everything, right? And so one day, the vice president, it was this, she was a white woman, and this lady, I looked up to this lady so because of how she carried herself, right? The way that she dressed. And back then, I didn't know what red bottoms were or anything like that. But this woman, she had it together. And people were like intimidated by her because she was a strong woman, and she was so slim, like she looked like a model. Even her daughters came, they looked like models. I'm like, I love them, like, oh my God. And so I was admiring her, and she pulled me to the side one day, just me and her. She pulled me into the boardroom and she said, hey, she said, I understand, you're young. She said, but I do want you to understand basically the weight of that you hold here. And she said, you are the face that people see before they go into meetings with the CEO. She said, you are the one that they talk to, you're the one that they come to see. And she said, so I want you to understand how important it is to change the way that you dress. She said, I'm not trying to offend you or anything, but I wasn't even offended. I'm just like, wow. For the simple fact that she pulled me to the side to even express this to me, she said, where you work, and it really showed me that in the business arena, like it matters how you dress and how people see you, especially if you're that first face. So that right there changed my whole identity in style and fashion, right? Because it gave me a different outlook on things. It made me want to go from the jeans, the gym shoes, the name brands, to actually paying attention to how I put things together as far as the business place. And so that right there is when I knew that we should have attire for every situation in our closet. We should have attire for the park, attire for when you're going out with friends, attire for church, attire for a funeral, and attire and business attire when you're going into work, things like that.
Organized,
I believe wholeheartedly in you should not be dressed for the park if you're going to a business meeting, right?
Right.
It's totally different. And so I learned that very early on, and it sparked a passion and a light in me just from that one woman, who hardly even knew me, but she took the time to even express that to me when I was 18 years old.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, when you talk to a company's management, or if you're talking to HR, and we were taught at a certain company that, a mutual history at, and other companies where certain people, if it's a matter of what you say and the matter of how you physically present yourself, that all holds weight. And especially at a younger age, it's probably one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got was the younger you are, start saving for your retirement. But the same thing is for your physical appearance, that nonverbal. That was probably like one of the first things that we talked about on the podcast, a couple of years ago now.
Wow.
And but yeah, like it shapes that. And probably I think one of my biggest pet peeves, because I used to have it with guys who would shop with me. I need a pair of shoes that I can wear with jeans and I can wear with my suit. And it was like, I get it, but kind of a faux pas.
Yeah. No.
Like, can't really do it. And probably shouldn't say this, especially since it's Easter. But I said, and I've told friends where I'm like, is it bad where I go to Christmas Eve and Mass, and I kind of want to be the best dressed guy in the church? Like, like, is that a bad thing? Like this, like should I wear to church what I might wear to like a night at the theater or whatever? Which probably, because I look pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But well, do you have any favorite designers, or is it all just Dumas by Kennysha? Is it?
You know what? I don't have any particular favorite designers. I like because I wholeheartedly believe, even because some people may say, oh, the higher the design, the more the cost. And that's why a lot of people are like, I'm not into everything like that, because they feel that everything has to have a price on it, or it has to be expensive. Me, I love to look and to feel good. So with me, I don't care how much I will pay, for a suit, or how much I will pay for some shoes like that, because I like how I look. If I like how I look, then I'm going to pay for it, especially quality. I'm going to pay for it. But some people are like, no, it's so expensive to want to dress nice and things like that. So I wholeheartedly believe that I don't care if you get the outfit from Forever 21, Discovery, or whoever the designer is. You have to know how to rock it. So I don't care. I can have on something that the whole outfit probably was $20, but it's going to look like it was $2,000 because of how I'm presenting it. And so no, I don't have any favorites at the moment. I'm really into just really looking nice, feeling nice, and putting things together.
And that's in Kennysha, that's what's called you wearing the outfit and the outfit not wearing you. And it's also the matter of, and that's like when we get into suit talk, it's the difference between what you're wearing and who you're wearing. If you want to, I've talked with guys about this, and eventually ladies with consultations, it's if you just want to wear what you want to wear and do it because that's what custom is all about, but it's also a matter of allowing me to express to you what it is that you're going to be wearing, because it might be expensive to dress nice or wear the labels, but again, that's the difference between wearing the label and understanding, well, it's the fabric, it's the liner, it's the build, and so on. I can go on a tangent with that, but so would you say then that as a working lady, and you're thinking career and so on, would you say that that's probably, would you reverb that same advice to other people, or have you molded it yourself so far?
Well, I would, definitely give that advice to other people. I've already started that. But, when I was a teenager, I had a real big, and this is where fashion came into play for me as well. I had very low self-esteem. I didn't like being dark complexion. I did not like having thick hair. It was just a lot of things that made me just not like myself. And so, and some people go through this and they say, oh, well, we can buy clothes. You probably never heard this saying that. It doesn't matter if you're not the most attractive person in the world, as long as you look good, like your clothes look good.
Oh.
Then you're
no.
But,
well, not know that I haven't heard it, but it's no, because my motto with my face is, this is the result of delayed puberty and cosmetic surgery. So it's not that no, I haven't heard it. It's just that no, I haven't heard it audibly.
Okay.
So people are like, oh, like you look like your dad. First thing I do is go for the top of my hair to make sure everything is still there. That my brother and I look nothing alike, and yeah.
So yeah, it's a big thing. And so I didn't want to just be a person who just looked good on the outside but felt terrible about myself on the inside. And so the first thing I did was really build my confidence. And the way that I started doing that was giving people compliments. Believe it or not, giving people compliments helped me boost my confidence so much, because when you don't feel good about yourself, it's hard to make other people feel good about themselves. So it's hard to give people a compliment. It's hard to compliment someone because you don't feel so good about your own self. And so that boosted my confidence to now, like, that is my lifestyle. I can look at someone and literally give them a compliment about anything, and it's genuine because I really had to practice that to get over low self-esteem. And so what I wanted to do was build myself up on the inside so that I can feel good on the inside as well as look good on the outside. And so that's a lot of things why I instill even young girls or women or even men with who battle with low self-esteem, like really building them up on the inside so they can feel and look good on the outside. And then sometimes they say there's a saying too that's like, if you look good on the outside, then you can feel good on the inside. So that may work for some people. So yeah, I definitely try to instill that in everything with people.
That's my fix right now, knowing that I cut my own hair for quarantine, and because like my family will see.
Good job.
I'm sorry.
You did a good job on your hair.
Thank you. I think tomorrow is already a touch-up. I'm gonna spoil myself. That's the problem. I'm gonna go from a haircut every 3 to 4 weeks to like every 5 or 6 days. Be like, I could touch this up. Like I could shorten this. Like I could clip this. Yeah. And then it's like, even like right now, like with quarantine, it's like, okay, give yourself some, feed yourself some. You let your brain work, light a nice candle for the smell, eat a good meal, listen to some good music, and I'll wear like a shirt and a sweater or what have you, because I'm going to do a video blog, and naturally I have to wear something for it. So, folks might see me on a Zoom call or a Skype call or Facebook, whatever, and they'll say like, what are you dressed up for? And it's like, well, number one, I don't consider this dressed up to begin with, but also it's that mental, it's where it puts you. Tom Ford is one of my favorite designers, and he says that one of the things that he does when he feels down or depressed is he puts on a suit. And even though it might be false, it still puts him into that work zone, and the creativity might flow a little bit more, or it might give him that little bit of an extra zen to get something done.
Yes.
Which is, we all need that, especially right now. It's good zen and as much toilet paper as possible. Kennysha, we're going to be winding this down a little bit.
Okay.
I'll give you the last word, so to speak. What would you want to kind of leave folks with, and what's going on in your life?
Okay. Well, what I want to leave people with is just, even during this time, during quarantine, just really to trust God, to know that we're all going to get through this. We're all going to get outside again. The new norm may not be like the old one, but there is still a newness about it, and it can still be a good thing. It can still be a harvest. It can still be great. And so that's what I've been doing, just basically trying to find all the positivity in everything that's going on and not really looking at the negative. So use this time to be creative. Use this time to find new ideas, find what you love, what you like to wear, how you like to look, how you like to feel. And then use that too once you build yourself up, use it to build someone else up as well, and spread that love and that positivity and that feeling good so somebody else can feel good too.
Fantastic. I'm feeling pretty good right now too. It might be the V8 because it's a full serving of fruits and vegetables. Sorry, I just killed your total, genuine, sincere buzz right there. But Kennysha, thank you so much. You are wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you for your time. I'm grateful for your energy and for all of your positive vibes. Folks, you can check her out. Where would you want folks to take a look at as far as for ministries or social media or whatnot?
Sure. Facebook. I'm more active on Facebook. Kennysha Dumas. Instagram at powerhouse21. Power_house21. Snapchat at power_house21. And so even Twitter at power_house21. So yeah, but Facebook, definitely connect with me there.
I can vouch. She does it. Well, cool. Guys, folks, ladies and gents, this has been Style Zephyr and Style Zephyr HD, my wonderful friend, Miss Kennysha Dumas. Keep the faith, especially in dark times, and also remember to stay styled and stay true to you. Until next time, stay tuned.